I think it's like
Am I live? I should be live. I hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, like those of you like myself in the United Kingdom, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, depending on where else you lot are placed. First things first, I hope everyone's in good spirits. You know, I know it's the festive period and it's an opportunity for us to relax, unwind and them things there, but you know, we're all about achieving goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, all of that good stuff. So I hope you're all having a progressive week in that. You know, I hope you're all having a progressive week anyways. I hope you've all got your physical health, your mental health, two things that on the best of days, myself included, we all take for granted in what's going on in society in the last 2 years or something. You can't afford that. So yeah, hoping you've all got health, wishing you lot and your loved ones continued health. As usual, I'm thankful for all the support you guys give me. It means a lot that you lot are here day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. And yeah, man, obviously, as I get to the end of the year, we've had a good year, you know. We've had a good year in terms of YouTube. We've been on a couple of other platforms. We've expanded income where we all need finances. We're by no means all the way there yet, but without you lot, it can't happen, innit? So I appreciate everything you lot do. In terms of shameless plug-in, people, again, hella content. Appreciative to everyone who was just on my last live stream on Twitch. We're here now for 11:30. 2 bits of Twitch content, 4 bits of content from me today, live bits of content. 2 more from me after this. They will, however, be on Twitch. I'll start with the last one, 7:50. Manchester United versus Burnley. I'm going to be doing a watch along for such at 2:30 p.m. Arsenal fans. So almost directly after this, I'm going to have Mo, you know, Mo Hader. If you don't know, you know, innit? I'm sure you do know. Mr. Netspend, big him up. I'm going to have him. We're going to talk Arsenal. We'll preview Arsenal, Man City. We'll talk about the latest game. I'll touch on some other comments with him. And in any of you lot's questions you've got, please make sure you're storing them mentally and all of those things. In fact, what I should do is open up the YouTube community tab as well. You'll always buoy me on this and don't even support the thing, but nonetheless, live with Mo. Sorry, folks, but you lot are getting the real, man. We've got to just make this with Mo on Twitch from 2:30. Replay will be on YouTube eventually. Comment any questions below. DG Nation, you know the thing, you know I love that hashtag, but yeah, man, that's that. So yeah, I'm gonna have Mo. So yeah, bare content. Obviously, we're gonna get into Arsenal. We've been linked with I don't know what that's open, which is the same thing as me. We've been linked with, well, somebody's linked us with Lamptey, Bruno Guimaraes. Rumours are back in. We all know about him because we seem to be close to getting him at one point. It is what it is. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Come on. These are dead reports, man. These are dead. Sorry, folks. Just found another little bit of transfer stuff for us to speak about. That's dead, though, man. Recycled stuff, man. Hella recycled stuff. They're not even trying to link us with new players. Like, they're just doing the same old shit again. Oh, we was even big up to everyone who was on Twitch. We was linked with Kulusevski and that. Like, I mean, I'm taking Kulusevski, but again, they're not even trying to give Arsenal fans new hope with new rumours and all of these sort of things, people. But it is what it is, man. Again, it's getting to silly season, and transfer window is one of the best bits for me because one of the easiest content stuff to start summing together and whatnot. Obviously, tomorrow we will preview Arsenal versus Man City. So yeah, man. Let me just get out these articles just because they look good. Mertesackers had something to say. I will speak about that. Fair enough. There's a couple things here. Sorry, folks. Again, indirectly, I found other content to make. Lamptey, Maitland-Niles, Arthur, transfer news. That'll be for them lot. But again, where's my manners, man? I'm violating. Any comments you lot have, get them in, people. Sharky, I can't lie, man. I know I always say this, but you know, death taxes and you being the first to comment in my live streams, I appreciate that, especially because realistically, you're a Sunderland fan. You've got nothing to do with this at all, but you're a fan of the game first, football second. Fan of football first, your club second, better yet, which is why I love that, because this is what I wanted to make my channel for, the football purists. I mean, I clearly waffle about Arsenal a lot, but you'll see little videos. You know, I'm doing watch-alongs all the time of clubs that got nothing to do with, man. You know, I spoke about Billy Gilmore because I love the game, man. Arsenal about to get Bruno. That's actually a great footballer. I rate Bruno Fernandes, man. I just think with his thing, he just would be very frustrating as a midfielder, because first things first, you've got to keep the ball. I feel he is very good technically, but he gives it away far too cheaply. And I just feel, rather than taking calculated risk, I think he's just on that spam stuff. Bruno just using what's been working for him, really. And you know, for United, it's flying. It's worked, and it can fly on occasion. He can't play today because he's suspended. But you know, you look at the Euros. Portugal gaffer just saw 90 minutes, and he was like, you know what, Matinho, Sanchez, you man are in. I can't do the other thing. Hit the like button if you haven't. I would take Guimaraes for 30 million because he would improve the midfield, because he is a ball carrier, can see a pass and score goals, which is what we need from our senior players on the team. Kessié or Telemans, which would you rather have? For Arsenal, I think right now we probably need a more Telemans sort of type, because I think we've got Kessié. I'll take Kessié, but we've got Partey, we've got Lokonga on paper, you've got El Nene. I think we've got them guys that are meant to be box to box and put a foot in. I like Kessié a lot. I just think Telemans kind of he's closer to what I feel is kind of a next piece to the puzzle Arsenal require. But both are welcome, and probably, you know, Kessié is easier because he's a free transfer. Just give him hyped up wages. Big up yourself, G1 and M. Get the likes up. Unexpected high bills to anyone who hasn't hit that like button. I don't know if I want to bring on Saturday, but bring on Saturday. Bruno Guimaraes would be quality. Lamptey and Tomiyasu, some great members of the fullback union. Trust, and in fact, on that as well. Sorry, folks. Luke Thomas, sorry. Ben White, right back. Trent defending. You lot have just helped make the next target. Savaged. I've been really behind in that, man. But yeah, fullback union next episode soon, man. I'm gonna try and get that out before New Year's. But yeah, Lamptey is needed for Pepe to make runs forward. Hear that? I hear that. Window opens in 2 days' time. It's getting to silly season. Man said off topic, but I didn't even know Shaqiri is on 350k at Lyon. Say mums, never. No way he's on 300. That's euros, isn't it? Lamptey is a proper attacking fullback, DG. You saw it, and I feel him and Tomiyasu, it will be a yin and yang thing, in my opinion. You know, again, Tomiyasu is improving going forward, but he's never going to be that sort of guy. And Lamptey has a lot to improve defensively, but you saw it yesterday. My man's, you know, I like the way he plays. He's small, he's quick, he's diminutive. He's not, for a small guy, he's not the worst in the air. You know, he covers well, he tucks in. Obviously, he's the modern day fullback. He's just running forward. Obviously, playing free at the back, there's more emphasis to go forward. It will give us two very good options, and there could be a reality where Arsenal could even run free at the back, and you might be even to put Tomiyasu over there. We'll look at the Lamptey links in a second, but I don't think it's happening personally. Definitely not in January. But we've worked with Brighton before, so it could be something, man. Big up Yoni DG. I've been posting this Bruno Guimaraes propaganda into existence. Time to do the same with Haaland. All right, man, give Haaland a couple years at Madrid and he's coming to the Emirates, man. You know, give him it. Was watching the game yesterday. Saka and Lamptey on one wing would be devastating. It's long. It's long. If we are willing to let Ainsley Maitland-Niles go, we must have a midfielder lined up. BM, I mean, with Arsenal, you know, I don't know, because we're special in that regards. We might not have anything, but I hope so, man, because El Nene and Partey come the 3rd of January for a period and are going to be irrelevant. Ainsley Maitland-Niles seems to be fancying a holiday, a temporary holiday. I say temporary because on paper it's a loan over there in Roma. So surely I hear, you know, you've got Patino there. I want him to develop. I don't think it's fair to, you know, put mad expectations on the man. Surely we've got a midfielder lined up. Who? I don't know. Bruno doesn't appreciate the ball, can never play for me. He'd never be a main player for me, but yeah, man. It is what it is. Big up the mods and members. Come on. Morning DG. These are the links I want to be seeing. Same, but I want them to I want them to come in. Lamptey would be good. He's like Bellerin, but with quality, he's nothing like Bellerin. I hear you, but you can't be confused with that. Question: anything on the Xhaka interview with the Athletic? You'd have to go back a couple of live streams, man. We did that. I remember Lamptey making his debut versus Arsenal when he looked class. Yes, he did. Would take Lamptey and Guimaraes. Morning DG. I like some of the names we're being linked with. I do as well, but he needs to come. We need to bring people in, man. Are we speaking about Harden every day like he's coming? You lot are. You know, I don't think there's been a live stream so far where you lot are not doing this Harden thing. Couple of you wanted to fight me for categorically as much as I can. Not that I know anything, ruling him out at Arsenal. There's no way in hell Arsenal sign Bruno. Definitely could sign Bruno Guimaraes. What I meant to say is Haaland, but love to see it, man. I think Ainsley would thrive under Jose. I mean, boy, it'd be an opportunity. You'd improve a lot defensively. You know, you would learn a lot. Bruno would be perfect. Do you think it'd be realistic? Yeah, because apparently they only want 28 or something million euros. We know the president is a difficult man to deal with, but you can get deals done. It's are we going to put the money down? And for me, with Bruno Guimaraes, I share a lot of what you lot are saying. You know, Brazilian biased already, so I'm going to look at you like that. He's a player we all, you know, I'm sure everybody at some point signed him in Football Manager before he went to Lyon. He was a player allegedly we tried to buy before he went Lyon. Eddie tried to negotiate with him for Lyon, with Lyon. You know, it is what it is. He's 24, so he ties into what we're doing. You know, he has a good range of passing. I don't have his goal statistics to hand, but he can chip in with a couple of goals here and there. 30 million euros, you could do a lot worse. Again, I don't know if it can be done in January. As I keep saying, and you lot already know, January is a difficult time. For me, he ticks the box on what we kind of need. He's a number 8, able to do a couple of other roles, but his strengths are more going forward. Listen, everybody saw Basuma yesterday. I want Basuma, like I'm sure if you're a United fan, City fan, Liverpool fan, Chelsea fan, there's not a team in the league he can't play for. He'd have more of an important role at some than others. Listen, Basuma showed his tackling yesterday, but he showed his ability on the ball. I just feel if we're going to sign another number 6, it's going to be quite wasteful, especially as it looks like Arteta first. All right, cool. He was doing the thugs in midfield thing, the Ainsley, Maitland-Niles and Lokonga, the Partey and Lokonga. You're not going to get too much from that midfield in terms of going forward. Now, you know, we've got Smith Rowe doing his thing. Odegaard starting to cook. You know, Odegaard coming like oxtail at this club, man. You know, it's taking him a while to get going, but he's cooking now, sort of thing. You know, you need to take your time with them thing there. Saka's doing his thing. Creativity is slowly creeping back into the Emirates Stadium in terms of our playing squad. And I think Bruno Guimaraes has that. I do think we need better midfielders. I do think Bruno Guimaraes can do what Xhaka does to another level. He does it in less touches. He does it faster. And I think them things there is what we need. I feel we're going to live or die by our midfield, as I've previously said. I don't think we're going to see our attackers, whether they're new players or these existing ones, beyond other things, go to the next level if the people behind them are not the thing. Because if you look at how our attackers are playing, we're playing the same way. It's amazing. But if you look at the game against Everton, it was the same way we played against Norwich. The only problem is it didn't work, you know. If you look at it, there's no coincidence. Our attacking players, whether it's one or the majority of them, we look better when they're closer to the opponent's goal. And I think a byproduct of that is because on the best of days, when you've got these guys there's not too many guys apart from really Martinelli that really, in my opinion, want the ball, and Aubameyang historically, that want the ball in behind at Arsenal. Everybody wants it to feet. So naturally, you're going to go, you know, you see Smith Rowe, you see Odegaard, you see Laka, they drop. Martinelli will be up there by himself. And I think if you sign a Guimaraes and people like that, they can stay further up the field. I think he's fairly press resistant. I think that's one form of defense we don't have. Our midfielders can't hold on to the ball, relieve pressure, win a bit of fouls. And obviously he gives you more depth to flirt around within midfield, really. Listen, 24 years of age, allegedly 30 odd million euros, you know, make it happen, man. That would be a very good signing. Again, to make it happen, really and truly. That's that for me, man. Lokonga's got a big part to play, but and I rate Lokonga, but at the same time, bro, there's the options are meaty, and even the best of things, we're asking a lot. If people get injured, you know, there's injuries, there's suspensions, there's all these things to cover. And really and truly, I don't think it's, you know, reality is football, but I don't think it's fair for me to rely on a Charlie Patton who's you know, slow cooking, as Arteta said. Throw him in the Premier League. At the end of the day, that's the way the game is. But I can't expect you to help us get top four. You're developing on your own, you know. And the same goes with a couple of these players. And I feel Bruno, obviously, it's difficult doing business in January. It's, you know, people were not nice to Odegaard when he had his little adaptation period in January. You know, ironically, his namesake Bruno Fernandes is the one person I can think of that was signed in January that banged from off the bat, off the top of my head, people. You know, I mean, you know, Lokonga and Bruno Guimaraes, that could be the future. I don't want to say Xhaka, but Xhaka and Partey, that we could have some options. And of course, resale value, all these things. He's contracted until 2024. So for me, that probably means we're doing this thing in the summer. Roma allegedly want him. You know, it all depends if he wants to keep it moving. But looking at this, again, Google Translate, if it doesn't make sense, hit the like button, people. Bruno Guimaraes from Lyon is on the list of players nominated by Portuguese Jose Mourinho to reinforce Roma. The Roma would be willing to invest 30 million euros. The Lyon only releases the player for 45 million euros. So what's that? Still around 40 odd million pounds. So again, 30 makes it a myth. And again, he's contracted until 2024. And for him to leave, he'd have to do a lot to leave in January. And it's even more complicated because, pardon me, I assume Google Translate is doing things wrong, but that tells it 20% of the player rights. Who does that go to, people? So there's sell-on clauses. There's other people that need to get paid. There's a lot to do. I hope Guimaraes is one of the many midfielders on the list, because this should have been someone we should have signed. We were linked with Bruno Guimaraes. We've been linked with Szoboszlai previously. You know, the different players. Buendia can play all over the place. You know, Locatelli, I didn't get behind that one because it just felt like we were, you know, Italy. I know we signed Tomiyasu, but it just seems like Italian clubs, they just use us to do what they're doing. But we clearly was looking for a midfielder. Would Bruno Guimaraes have arrived if Xhaka went to Roma? I don't know. But any files that were left in the summer because we didn't bring in a midfielder, I hope you've been monitoring them and you're able to do this thing. I can't imagine, you know, 45 million euros. We should be able to do that or reach an agreement. I can't imagine his wages are going to make, you know, he's not going to be on a Aubameyang wages or anything like that. It is what it is. For the French team, apparently Bruno Guimaraes has played 68 matches with 3 goals and 7 assists with the Brazilian team. As you know, he won the Olympic gold. Just the fact that he's Brazilian means I'm very biased, as you know already. We was also linked with Lucas Paqueta as well. So yeah, Google Translate kind of done me dirty there, people. But yeah, man, it don't seem like there's any real links, people. But if I slap his name in online, as you can see, people, we've been told the price for Bruno Guimaraes allegedly, which is scrolling all the way down. I mean, 101 great goals. You're on some bullshit. 45 million pounds, as you could see there. I mean, does Ainsley Maitland-Niles fancy going, you know, fancy going to France instead? I mean, my chest is high in it, but you know, you can't mention Lyon and not mention a certain French midfielder in Hossam Aouar, and you can't mention Kakare. I mean, can we bring the 3 of them to the carpet? As you know, he's been doing the business, innit? You know, they spent 17 million on him, you know, in January 2020. 2 years later, they could make a decent change for him. I don't think they let a man go in January, but it is what it is. And as you lot said, the thing that might give me a little bit of hope is surely, again, we might do another sort of Lokonga signing, but surely you can't let a midfielder go with the delicate situation we have in midfield anyways, because I would say with everyone fit, we needed 2 midfielders anyways. Now with injuries and people leaving and AFCON, boy, I had Arsenal, please tell me you got something lined up. Please. You know, please tell me you have something lined up. He's got Spanish citizenship. I never knew that. So maybe that made his passage into Europe slightly easier. Big up him in the Europa League. He's got 2 assists in 5. But let's see his whole stats. Now, stats are not everything. You know, he's got a good passing range. He can dictate the tempo of the game. He does try to put in a shift defensively. He's not the most perfect of player. But yeah, man, in terms of durability, he's played 22 times. You know, doesn't seem to have any problem with injuries and things, and he can play at the base, not a defensive mid, I would say, like that as sort of a lone builder, or he can play further forward. He's been capped 3 times for Brazil, so again, it is what it is, you know. So I think he'd be a good signing still. Let me scroll up. We dodged the Locatelli bullet, bit harsh. I don't think Locatelli was a dodge bullet. He's a good player, man. Chelsea need to hijack this move, to be fair. Probably. We're still not at 100 likes and there's 288 of you locked in. Unexpected high bills for those of you who do not hit the like button. Like my guy Yachin has said, bring the likes up, people. It helps the algorithm. You know, YouTube's goal is not to... what do they say it was? YouTube's goal is to find videos for their fans in it. So somewhere you lot found my thing, there must be someone with similar interests. YouTube will certify it. It's not for content creators. YouTube doesn't help content creators be discovered. It helps the viewers discover videos, if that makes sense. So the like button is bits. Surely we could get some good money for Xhaka. Would you sell him in the summer? I'd entertain selling Xhaka in the summer because I personally feel the club might have said, you know what, sign a new deal. You know, clearly you don't mind staying in England, but you've tried to go Hertha Berlin at a point. You've tried to go Roma. Sign a new deal. Do what we can this season. If you want to go, you can go. And it does feel like that. It feels like Xhaka feels the same way a bit of Bellerin has and a bit of Leno. Different reasons and stuff, but maybe people want to try other things. I think Xhaka's personally on anything. I think he's on staying. You know, he's comfortable. Relationship with the fans is building. Right now, it's looking okay at Arsenal. The manager loves him. London aspect, he's got a young family as well. I think he's got a young daughter or two. You might not necessarily want to uproots, but you know, he's from Switzerland, so they know about the Italian way of life. He must have grown up watching the Italian league, and you know, who wouldn't want to play under Jose Mourinho and all of these things? You'd be silly to say no, innit? Regardless of what Jose is or isn't in this current day and age, man. But I wouldn't sell Xhaka in Jan. Because again, there's a few players, you know, I'd be open to offers on El Nene and Lacazette, for example. But we don't, you know, and they're going for free. But I just feel, all right, cool. We're kind of where we're at now. Yeah, I know things going off to AFCON. You might as well just keep them for the squad, really and truly. This is the territory you get, and not just them. A couple, like it's all great saying sell Leno, Cedric, Xhaka, El Nene, Maitland-Niles, Chambers, Holding, Kolasinac, exception to the rule. I'm just throwing names out there. It's all fun and games saying sell them, but you need players for your squad. And I think this December period, you know, you look at Chelsea, bodies are dropping like flies. We've had some problems with injuries. Everyone's having problems with injuries due to COVID, you know, having to rely a bit more on players and things like that. Do you think Arteta has a problem with signing French players because of their attitude? No? Appreciate that. Always coming through with interesting streams. Is Guimaraes deserving of the hype? We might not have European football, but Ainsley Maitland-Niles needs to be replaced. I don't really feel people hyping, really. I know Arsenal fans, I think we do this thing where we're linked with a player and then we start moving like they're amazing. But I think he could plug some gaps. I think he'd be a good signing. I would not be against this at all. Thoughts on Zachariah? Passing's improved, but I've gone off the hype of Zachariah, if I'm honest with you. I used to be a big fan. I'm not really on it. You know, I love him at the Emirates because he'd provide depth, but I'm not really a fan again, if I'm completely honest with you. I think he stagnated a bit, man. Bruno G all day. Let's get this one done. And we need a Cavani type striker on a short-term deal. Ooh, I don't know about that. Oh, Cavani type striker in general. Aubameyang was a January signing. Again, that's another one. Lamptey ain't been capped by Ghana or America. So to my knowledge, AFCON's irrelevant for him today. A wise man once said, if you tell yourself a lie enough times, eventually it becomes the truth. And that's what the media do within football and society, man. Crazy. Happy birthday to Charlie Nicholas, 100%. Jonathan David, I'm more on the Jonathan David hype, but he's not the first on my list, if that makes sense. Kone's the lovely, but me and you have spoken about Kone. Kone's a baller. We only need a striker, and Everton has the man. We will grow as a young team. I wouldn't say we only need a striker, but fair play. Would you rather Bruno Guimaraes or Renato Sanchez? Guimaraes all day by quite a landslide. I would leave Haller at Ajax. You know, last time we saw him in the Premier, might be a different player, but it didn't work really for him at West Ham. Maybe it was a West Ham thing because everybody saw him in Germany be a hitter. He's gone to Ajax, be a hitter. It didn't really work out for him at West Ham. So maybe it was a West Ham thing, but yeah, man. I would sell Partey and get Basuma. I mean, who's going to buy Partey for his 45 million, you know? And even then, surely we should get rid of players that actually need to move on. It's a bit FIFA-ish, don't you think? Here you go. Aubameyang was a signing to get fans back in the process. Nah, I just think Aubameyang was almost indirectly an Alexis Sanchez replacement, coupled with the fact of Wenger was never really convinced on Lacazette. Lo and behold, 6 months later, rather than go for another winger, we found Aubameyang. Who do you think is going to win the African Cup of Nations? For me, Algeria. I mean, Algeria look the favourites, but hopefully one of the teams that one of the Arsenal men are representing in it. So, what, El Nene, the best Egyptian in the league. Mo Salah's all right. You know, Egypt, do your thing. Ghana, do your thing. Gabon probably don't have a snowball's chance, but do your thing. Ivory Coast, try your thing. So, yeah, them and there, man. But really, I'm actually going to try my best to watch it, because I didn't watch the last one until the final. Locatelli has been quality for Juventus. Again, I'm not watching Juventus week in, week out, but that's why I didn't agree with that shout about dodge the bullet. Like, what bullet did we dodge? We need to jump in. If they're bullets, we need to judge. Someone needs to jump into that. Like, really, really and truly, man. Who would be your top 3 signings to go for in Jan? I don't know, man. It's difficult. But, you know, Bruno Guimaraes, I would like to explore Bruno Guimaraes and Aouar to see if one of the two is available. I think Lamptey's a myth, you know, 50 million, where I'm not going to say right back isn't a priority, as you've seen. Well, unfortunately, every right back contracted Corona at a point. You know, there's a case to say quantity over quality. But I don't see us in January with more press. You could say, I'm not going to say right back is in an area, but I would say for me anyways, there's more of an urgency to solve midfield and probably striker. So do I see us spending 50 million on Lamptey, which is probably what Brighton want to get conversations started, or a deal that could total that? I don't know. And obviously Brighton might say, do you know what, fuck selling him to you because we bought him because he got potential. He's finally overtaken his injuries and all of those things. Was Lamptey even want to leave? You know, obviously, I think if Arsenal came calling, he'd entertain it. But there's many different variables. Then just that. Tonali's a baller, but that's a myth. Benassia bringing back to the carpet, man. Senegal, why not let them do their thing, man? I mean, if we could bring in Vlahovic, I'd be on it. But that one there looks a myth. For me, I'd love Isaac or Adeyemi, but you'd probably need to give them scope to develop, to be fair with you. Bruno, good player, but too soft. They said that about Odegaard. We need Basuma. Partey is too soft. Bloody hell, man. If you lot can say Partey is soft, you lot must be the hardest guys in London. I can't lie, man. You lot need to shout me, man. If DG blows, I need you lot as my bodyguards, man, because you, man, are the toughest, bro. I cannot cap. 150 likes. If you've hit the like button, God bless. Hope you'll get a mad tax rebate. You win the lottery and all of those sort of things. If you haven't hit the like button, unexpected high bills due. No Arsenal summer signings are taking place. So, yeah, man, I'm on the Bruno Guimaraes hype, like I said. Let's go through another couple other bits and pieces as well, man, because I've got all of this in front of me. Apparently, you know, we're still linked with Arthur. Everything from buying him permanently to he's joining us on loan. I mean, Guimaraes and Arthur on loan, they'd be half decent, really. Apparently, Federico Pastorio is trying to please Arthur, one of his new clients. I assume he's got a new agent. And also, Juventus would now be happy to find a solution, at least momentarily, for the Brazilian, who did not convince Allegri. The hottest track, apparently, he's been linked with Arsenal in the Premier League. And there's nothing else to expand on that. What article is this? 5 names to watch during the transfer window. Let's scroll the way down. Swear down, if we've been linked with Isco. No, we ain't. So what's this? Ramsey's there, Aubameyang's there. Bit of a clickbaity article. They suckered me in. As you can see here, Duncan Castle said Arsenal look to Lamptey. I mean, we've been interested, but again, and I mean, we've signed Ben White. And after one season in the Prem, Brighton sold him. So money's money. But, you know, would they want to sell him mid-season? I'm sure they've got other things. You know, it looks like Brighton need a striker. Could you offer money and Eddie Nketiah? You know, even though I don't think Eddie Nketiah is going to be their first choice striker. I don't know if he benches Mupay. I'd back him to do it. But has he got all the aspects to fit Graham Potter's situation? So, yeah, the problem is I can't see 50 million on Lamptey. And then midfielders, at least definitely before you raise funds. It doesn't make sense. What do I know? But I can't see it in it. For what it's worth, bring Lamptey to the carpet. Journalist says Arsenal are looking at the amazing 21-year-old. Duncan Castle has claimed that Arsenal have a continued interest in Brighton fullback Tariq Lamptey, us and everyone else. Wasn't he linked with United a few weeks ago? Clear of Wan-Bissaka. You know, actually looks like a footballer. But a move never came to fruition, with reports in the summer claiming that Edu believes Lamptey is simply too small. I mean, if Arteta wants him, get it done in it. I don't really trust Edu's recruitment. He wanted Neto, did he not? He wanted Emerson Royal. These guys might have banged, but it is what it is. What he said is, what you have here is Arsenal, who have interest in Lamptey. When he bursted onto the scene, we did try to buy him off Chelsea. We know about him because he used to be part of them Chelsea Youth Academy sides that used to bully us more time. They are looking to sign him and exploring the parameters of a deal. I think Lamptey is an exceptionally attacking fullback. The limitations on him is his height, and I think therefore he needs to play in a defense that either uses wingbacks or uses fullbacks progressively. I mean, Cannavaro weren't the biggest and whatnot. His height is an issue, and it is something people will target. You know, they try and target Tini's lack of height. But that's where you've got Tomiyasu. Games where we need to be a bit more on the front foot, there's someone there. I mean, do I see us paying 50 million where, again, you know, Ben White done a job at fullback? You know, I would like Lamptey. I think you need quality over quantity. I would like a reality where we've got Tomiyasu and Lamptey fighting each other for that spot. For that spot, and then if a madness happens, you've got Ben White. Personally, I'm not really down for any more of the Callum Chambers is at right back and Cedric. These guys are not, you know, Chambers puts in a shift, but it's not the answer. Cedric just, in my opinion, just not good at anything really and truly, and he just looks quite wasteful, and he just looks like an accident waiting to happen. That being said, he has had a number of decent games at Arsenal. I'm not convinced with any of them. Would have liked Ainsley to be the guy, but clearly Arteta doesn't probably rate you at right back as well as centre mid beyond the squad player. Yeah. And he said that's what we saw with Ben White. Assuming that their asking price is met, that's what we saw with Ben White. They wanted 50 million for White. Arsenal went through a series of offers before they got to that number. And you may be looking at the same scenario with Lamptey. To be fair, I think the signings of Ramsdale and White show that, you know, we're on negotiating with the Premier League teams, maybe paying a premium. As you see there, Lamptey is under contract for another 4 years. So we need Brighton to be open to the deal. We'd probably need Lamptey to do his part. And we need to do our part and overpay. And I think if you're Brighton, you hold on to Basuma and Lamptey till the summer. I don't know if Lamptey will go. Money's money. United are onto him. Arsenal onto him. Who knows what's going on in that regards? Who knows? You might even be a long-term replacement for Kyle Walker at City, for example. But I just think they deal with it, you know, losing him. I think if anything, they're more likely to sell Basuma because he's contracted until 2023. Hit the like button if you haven't. Brighton will be happy to have discussions as long as their price tag for the player is achieved in the ultimate transaction. And money's money in it. And, you know, I'm sure Chelsea will be entitled to a sell-on clause. Brighton probably got a next replacement. It is what it is, people. Lamptey would be amazing, man. Lamptey would be quality, man. It'd be quality. And he's only 21. That ties in with what we're doing. I'm not going to lie, Lamptey. I think with Reece James and Trent, you ain't getting a look in anytime soon where England's concerned. But let's be honest, you know, you move to certain clubs, you get more of a bias working for you. So yeah, that's Lamptey. Again, new rumors are circulating as well. Let's click on this. Let's click on this as well. I don't know if I should believe any of this, but I think this is relaying the Arthur business. Arsenal are looking at Juventus midfielder Arthur, according to reports coming out of Italy. Allegri has not relied on him. The 25-year-old, who's also of the right age, people, has only got 10 appearances in all comps. 4 starts. He's yet to get a goal or an assist, people. He's changed agents, so he wants to keep it moving. He wants to leave the Turin club, and they're looking to get him out either on loan or elsewhere. So yeah, man, in an ideal world, we get Arthur on loan with a buy option in case he does the business, and Guimaraes could come in. And I think to go with them, to go with Partey, Lokonga, I think you just got to look to long-term phase out Xhaka, El Nene be gone, let the Smith Rowes, Paternos and these guys grow. And I think unless a super midfielder became available, why not? I mean, Juventus have hella players. I mean, apart from McKennie, well, in fact, these 3 I'm not really on, in it. Arthur, Pastore, Bentancur, Arthur, Kulusevski, you can all sign for Arsenal. Rabiot's got ability, but I just don't want you there. McKennie, Laumi, Ramsey. It's never good to go back to an ex, in it. So it is what it is. The old lady are aware a sale is unthinkable in the winter market. Therefore, they're ready to let the South American leave on a temporary deal. Arsenal could make good use of Arthur if they end up taking him on loan in Jan, much like what they did with Odegaard last season, is what it says. Aubameyang's been linked once again with Barcelona. Apparently, Barcelona and Real Madrid are both reportedly interested in offering Arsenal striker Aubameyang an escape route in the January transfer window. Real Madrid, who are trying to get Haaland and all of these guys. Yeah, Barcelona, who haven't got finances to confirm a new deal for Dembele, just bought Ferran Torres. Yeah, they're gonna take Aubameyang's wages. Yeah, this makes sense. This, it's the same publication. We know Aubameyang's open to leaving. We know if anything, it'll be a loan deal, which could be up their street. It is what it is in that regards, people. So yeah, that's that. Close that, keep that. Again, later today, people. Again, you can see me looking for thumbnail stuff. Later today, people. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a watch along on Twitch of Man United Burnley, and also Arsenal talk with Mo. So make sure you're following me on Twitch, people. Mo will be at 2:30. Man United will be at 7:50, people. So yeah, make sure you're there for that one. In terms of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, it seems like his thing is progressing, people. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has agreed personal terms with Roma ahead of the January transfer window, people. Again, he had a willingness to do it. Personal terms have been agreed. He wants to play for the manager, much like what Roma did with Xhaka. It comes down to if the two clubs can find an agreement for if it's a loan with no option, a loan with an obligation, a loan with an option. So it seems like Ainsley's found his way. Apparently, they wanted to offer him a 4-year deal. Apparently, Arsenal want around 12.5 million for the academy graduate. Arsenal are hoping to land him for 8.5, people, which, considering you could have got 20, I know it's all 100% profit because he's come through the academy. Considering you could have got 20 million off Everton and Wolves, is very reactive and something that didn't need to be the case, people. A bit like when you could have sold Alexis Sanchez for money, didn't, same with Ramsey. Really and truly, Arsenal and Tottenham set for transfer battle as they both eye Euro 2020 genius. I mean, he is a Euro 2020 genius, but he already plays for Arsenal. Look at Saka, you beautiful lad. But anyways, Arsenal and Tottenham could be set to rival each other for the signature of Euro 2020 genius Patrick Schick. The Bayern Leverkusen forward has been linked with a move to the Premier League after excelling in Germany this season. To be fair, I don't really rate him. I don't really want him. But, he seems, for me, he's a bit on the Piontek hype where they ain't really done much. I know he had a good Euros. I know he's finding his feet now. Probably judged him too early, but I just don't like the look of him. I'm open to being proven wrong. I don't know nothing, but I just don't like the look of him. But we've been linked with him. I mean, 6'3", 16 goals in 13. He's only 25, so he ticks the right box. I'm not really on it, though. Apparently, Arsenal are monitoring, as well as Spurs, monitoring the situation, people. So we'll see what happens in that regards. Where Ramsdale, I'm sure you've all seen Ramsdale talking about how coins were being thrown at him from Leeds fans, and they gave him about 17 quid. Send it to us, mate. Apparently, Mertesacker provides damning assessment of Arsenal's recent transfer strategy. Let's see what he said, people, specifically. He said, "We are in a state of upheaval and are building a team capable of development, which should be peppered with players from our own youth and professionals from abroad. In the meantime, we had lost our way. We tried to make that connection to the top faster with costly commitments. We fell on our face, probably an indirect at Aubameyang, obviously Mesut Ozil's contract, Pablo Mari, Cedric, Willian. David Luiz was a better signing than given credit for, but David Luiz, we tried quick fixes, and sometimes when you buy cheap, like you've seen for me with Tomiyasu and Odegaard, you can get deals. Sometimes you get what you pay for, which time and time again has been Arsenal. Of course, if you're doing the cost cutting, you're going to stumble across an Odegaard for 30 million, Tomiyasu for 16, and all of these sort of things. Lokonga as well. And even the Tavares for 8 odd million. But how long has we got to that? It's not just the big money signings that highlight Arsenal's failures. It's it's the errors. Kolasinac, expensive free transfer. How long we've tried to move him on every window since we bust him here. It didn't bang. Cedric's on a 3-4 year deal. Marie, this is the problems. And these men are 9 times out of 10, we're trying to replace them. Apparently, it's estimated that Wenger spent 690 million in 22 years. Arteta spent 22 million already. Now, there's inflation. There's many reasons behind why you might get there. Did Mertesacker say anything else? It's not easy to find successors who bring good ideas and who at the same time involve club employees. Arteta, Mikel, better yet, has a different knit than Arsene. Is intense and focused. He tries to be very active as a trainer to respond to the new generation and to show clearly what is required. The current generation needs more requirements, while in my time, much more much was more regulated in dialogue with one another. And exactly, I feel that as well, really. Prima donnas and whatnot. What is this? I think we spoke about this yesterday, people. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is just confirming that contractual talks might not be a problem. Hit the like button if you haven't already, folks. And yeah, we'll still be talking transfers, but there's that. You know, I can't lie. One player I do like, I think Lamptey's better than him. I think this guy is currently a serious hazard, people. But I do like the look of this Wilfred Singo. I mean, very crazy. He's contracted until 2023, might get a decent offer. Very crazy, almost a polar opposite to Tomiyasu, you know, very good guy on forward. I think he got sent off the other day. Very suspect at times defensively, but as a wing back in a wing back system, he's good. I think he will get a move, really and truly. I do like what I've seen of the Torino player. I mean, ironically, Brighton probably well off getting 50 million for Lamptey and going and getting this 25-year-old and 21-year-old, sorry, does look looks way older than 21. But yeah, I like the look of this guy. He's only played 18 times. He is very young. You know, I like the look of this guy a lot. He's crazy. A lot, you know, he's decent 1v1, but positioning, there's a lot he'd need to improve at. But I like him going forward. And despite his young age, he's played 56 times already. So I think he'd be someone to look at, man. I think Singo would be a good option, man. He's a complete polar opposite to Tomiyasu, but would need a lot of work. It is what it is. Let me make a timestamp of that. Where are we at? 41. Appreciate you lot. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. If we can get him for 38 mil, it'll be robbery in 1 or 2 years' time. In relation to Guimaraes, probably. What else have we got? Would you take Denver's for depth on the wing? Who is that? I don't know why I'm not into that Dominic Calvert-Lewin hype. I wish we would go for Isaac instead. Yeah, that Dembele. I mean, Dembele. I was about to say, who's Denver's, bro? Dembele, yeah, but there's a lot of baggage there in it, and the finances probably for Arsenal. We should stay clear, man. I heard Kamara is going for 12 mil. You talking about the Marseille one or the Rangers one? Buy Tashabi and put Tomiyasu at right back. Nah, we're good, man. We're good. Would you take Kessié? Yep. We spoke about Saka going to Liverpool on Twitch. So respectfully, I don't really want to go over the same thing. Xhaka and Guimaraes would be nice. Hear that. Lamptey would be perfect for China. All right. Arsenal will offer Kiddo Taylor-Hart to go on loan in January. Part of Mertesacker's policy of not allowing young players to stagnate in youth football. I mean, you know, it'd be a good look for him to go and test himself and be outside his comfort zone. Not really got football of late, but why not, man? And it's interesting that Kiddo Taylor-Hart and Aubameyang have the same agent. So is there a little something in that? I don't know. Wenger was the best thing to happen since Sahelen. But, you know, you lot didn't believe me. You lot used to get onto me and say, what do you know? When I used to sit here and say, listen, I'm telling you on authority, Mertesacker's doing bits at the academy with what he's trying to do. You know, even, and let me not talk too much, but even certain players that may or may not have left Arsenal, you know, it hasn't always been down to ability. You know, a lot of people talk about Arteta laying down the law. No one talks about Mertesacker laying down the law. Brighton trying to jerk us again. Hear that, man. Lamptey is too injury prone, though worse than Tierney. I do think you would see more of a highlight of his injuries, but should we take that to VAR? Because I agree with you, but I always think, you know, statements need to be backed up. So let's actually see Lamptey's injury record, man. You know, we can't, again, if this isn't the case, we can't just look at, you know, Lamptey. We can't just look at one lengthy injury as a Mazza. And we do know when you do get a mad injury, sometimes you see setbacks. So I'm not going to use that against him, but I mean, it is a bit concerning. But this is it really an injury problem? I believe you. I agree with you. But when I try and critique my own logic, is it really an injury problem? Because it's, you know, he's had the mad injury, and then it's all kind of just just filtered from there. Like he's been out, and then as you know, you look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek. When you come back from one injury, you start pulling hamstrings and doing other things. Really, I don't know why it's included rest here. I do remember he did suffer a setback, but this is all come off the back of the last year. Now, fair enough, he's only 21. He's just started kicking professional ball, but it's a bit harsh, I feel, to say a man's with injuries and whatnot, really and truly. And even now, what? How long's he been fit for now then? So I think we're doing him a bit dirty. Bayern Munich are interested in Brighton's Lamptey. Clubs are only 10 million euros apart, so the Lamptey thing might have to die. Arthur, De Jong by a landslide. He wouldn't mind. We'd all want Basuma. Maybe because I'm American, but DG, you're crazy if you think McKennie wouldn't be nice in alongside Partey. He's not silky, but if you wanted Basuma, McKennie is in the same mode. Basuma can pass the ball forward. I said I wouldn't mind Basuma, but if you heard me at the start, we need creative number 8s first things first. If there's a reality where we could sign Basuma, take it. But I more want a GRUIMARES, a Awawa, people whose strengths are passing the ball forward. I'm not really trying to just have, at least from now to the end of the season, Lokonga, Partey, El Nene, and either Basuma or McKennie. Basuma is better than McKennie. I don't think McKennie's passing levels is that good. And I think it's a coincidence as to it's almost done for him at Juventus, man. I hear the American bias. I don't think I'm crazy. I just think I have a different opinion. I don't think Partey next to McKennie is going to be any different from Lokonga. Just me, man. Anyways, moving on. We'd all love to sign De Jong, but it's MF, man. Listen, Guendouzi's got an obligation to buy. He's gone to Marseille. It's done, innit? Like, it's done. I think we need to sign a right back that can play the same role as Tommy rather than right back that goes forward. Someone like Mitchell from Palace would be good. He's a left back. If I'm honest with you, I can't say I agree with that, but yeah, man. Sounds like Kolasinac on the right. No. He does suspect things defensively. I've got a right to be honest with you. Listen, I don't gas up players. I comment on what I see. I do think that SINGO guy is going to get a move and be playing in a stronger European team. But he's just a madman going forward. I mean, I would be open to Darwin Núñez. Probably something we need to explore because we're not going to get Vlahovic and these things. But he's been linked with other top teams as well. And City are going to be on the market for a striker. Haaland can't play for everyone. Isaac's a baller. Marseille one, that could be a deal. I swear United are onto him. Man said I called him out to VAR. Yeah, I called myself out. It's like, I just feel, especially when we talk about football, a lot of things, we make a lot of statements that might not necessarily be true. And I'm not saying you're lying because I agree with the injury concerns, but just say it's a lie. When you say a lie enough times, people believe it. Oh, Lamptey, injury prone. But then let's look at it. Is he injury prone or has he had one big injury and then there's been some setbacks? And even then, since the hamstring injury in October, obviously 2 months isn't a thing, but he's fit and it is what it is, really. It's a shame we couldn't get Osei Tutu to work, but the game's the game. It was never levels. Tried to tell you like that. You can't say Lamptey is injury prone yet. Hey, DG, I know he might not be a fancy name, but I really like for us to sign James Ward-Prowse. Think he'd be a solid baller for us. Then get Lamptey and a striker. I mean, he's competent and consistent. There's nothing wrong with being average. Like, I hate that saying in football because there's been bare average players that are legends. They're just competent, consistent, and reliable. But allow it, man. Bro, it'd be horrible, man. It'd be horrible, man. Will you stick it on Ma? I mean, I don't know about none of that, man. They're not even in the mood, really. I'm just tired, fam. Really. He's still very raw, but we're not going to get these finished article dons. I mean, Ryan Cherky's a baller. He's still young, ain't really quite taken to the game like many people were convinced that he was immediately. But yeah, man, a quality young player, man. Love for everyone who's hit the like button. 230 likes. Can we move towards 300? There's 430 of you in here, so it should be doable. Missouri would be a shrewd signing for us and give TT some competition. I'm not really on it, but he can sign. You know, he's okay. Wood-Prowse is a shout. Probably one of the more glamorous midfielder, but yeah, I wouldn't mind him because he's of the same mentality for me with Tierney and Ramsdale, is that these lot just want to go home, come back and play ball in it. I don't care what players do in their personal life, but I think we need a couple of them sort of men, really, if I'm honest with you. Large up Omar Rekic, he's going to AFCON with Tunisia, DG. Mad, he's become an international footballer before he's got a look in, and he's someone that will probably go out on loan. He might have a chance at Arsenal, but that's someone that probably could have played themselves into the shop window. Do you lot remember before he signed for Arsenal who made a video of Omar Rekic and Luka Netz? I'm not saying I know anything about football, but I can't lie. Arsenal need to sign the guy, man. Ajax might be in for a raid, and if Ten Hag leaves in the summer, it'd be interesting to see where Ten Hag goes. Our midfield is dying for a Santi type player. Well, people are telling me fucking Weston McKennie, high level technician that progresses the ball. Well. I hoped Aura could be that guy, but he don't contribute much defensively. What about the Coutinho link? I'll be honest, I'm tired of speaking about Coutinho. For my extended comments, just check my last live streams. On ability, I would take him. On loan, I wouldn't mind it if that's what Arteta wants. But no, man, I think centre mid, I think we're kind of Coutinho's Coutinho, but it's, you know, on the left, we've got Smith Rowe that can play there. Pepe can be pulled over there. Martinelli's, that's his to lose. Saka, if need be, can go over there, you know. Don't really think it's needed in the 10 row again. I'd Smith Rowe and Odegaard. That's you man's thing. Can Coutinho play in the pivot next to Partey or Xhaka or in the absence of either one? I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't necessarily be buying him to do that. So I think we need to stay clear of that one. Pardon me, Defo wouldn't be trying to take that permanently. Allegedly, he's got an Arsenal offer though, so make of that what you will. If he's got an offer, it is what it is. Surely Arteta knows some Spanish dons that can pass the ball forward. Trust. I would love the baller. Technically, he's a free agent, but that one there is a myth, man. Man are going to say, who's this? Would like to get Welbeck and McTominay. I hear you, man. What, for Spurs? You Spurs fan? Signed him. I don't know. I can't back that one, but I hear you, man. I hear you. I really do. Forget Coutinho, he's not needed. Max Aarons or Lamptey. I think Lamptey's a level above him. I'll be real. I like Max Aarons, but I just feel Max Aarons gets a lot of praise and whatnot for nothing, really. Yeah, you could say the team he's in, but what's he good at? Don't get twisted. He's a Premier League footballer. He's wavy. I'll take him. But what's he good at? He's not good 1v1. He's not necessarily amazing going forward. He's not a good marker. What is he? At least with Lamptey, you know, there could be some suspects defensively, but he's good going forward. Tomiyasu, not the best going forward, good defensively, you know. What other right backs? Trent Alexander-Arnold, you know, coming like a number 10 at right back. Again, what is he good? What is Max Aarons good at? I'm not trying to criticize him. I'm just trying to understand the player. Because when I'm screaming to sign someone who I want to sign, so I just want to say it for the sake of it. What is Max Aarons good at? And I mean this in the nicest way. What is he good at? You know, what's one thing he excels at? I don't know what two signings Kyle Walker-Peters did well against Spurs, played well against us. I don't know what signings would be realistic, man. You'd have to ask Edu in that, man, really and truly. Would you take St. Maximum if Newcastle got relegated? Yeah, but the end product is a bit horrible, man. I mean, he's probably going up the road. They're probably giving him the wages, and you've got Conte. But I think anyone that's in the Premier League has a chance of Kessier because he man wants to get paid in that. Soler from Valencia is like an offensive version of Partey. He shuts down opposition's defensive mid and creates from there. He's decent. Tomiyasu has shocked me of how good he's been. I hear that. Just a reliable signing, man. A man said Aaron keeps a nice trim usually. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, he does. Love Island tax, man. I think we gassed the Aarons. I'm not part of the we, my guy. I hear you, Omar. Big up yourself, Frank. I hope you're doing well and safe, same way, like everybody. Jonathan David, well, if you got Arsenal fans saw 2 and 2 and got $1 million in it, he had a shirt on where it had an Henri shirt and he's going on a plane. We thought he might be signing. We know his agents and advisors have all but, laid down the gauntlet and gone on the offensive and said he wants to leave, like with a couple of those Leo players. He's talked up Germany. He's talked up La Liga, he's talked up the Premier League, so he goes where he's wanted, man. And Leo, I don't know how many players Leo will sell in Jan because it seems Renato Sanchez again laid down the gauntlet. Iconi's gone. Renato Sanchez has laid down the gauntlet. Botman's been linked with Newcastle. When Newcastle, if they put the money down, they're probably gone, really. So I don't know how much players Leo are going to let go, especially in a season they're trying to retain the title, whether they can or not, is what it is. Sometimes as Arsenal fans, we tend to be so much I can be our own echo chamber and Reggae. It's the same names like Aaron's, who is not really that good. Just scream the same ones, man. Max Aaron's was overhyped because he has a good name. Young man playing and whatnot, man. He's a good player, but like again, man, just screaming the name for the sake of it. What is Max Aaron's good at? Like, again, Newcastle. I mean, if there's a Norwich fan, if there's an Arsenal scout, then fair enough. He clearly is good at something. He plays Premier League football, but I can't just scream sign him, man. You could see anyone that watched Tomiyasu is good defensively. What is Aaron's good at? Thoughts on Kulusevski? Personally, no thanks. I mean, I'm the wrong person to ask in it because he's my sort of footballer. He can play as a 10. He can play on a couple of other positions. He's got a wonder of a left foot. He's creative. He seems like one of them Arsene Wenger players where you need to put an arm around a man and you get a tune out of him. I'm all for Kulusevski off that left-hand side. But again, I would, as much as I like Kulusevski, it's the same kind of trail of thought with the Coutinho thing. As much as I think these guys can bring something and I wouldn't be necessarily against them, is that what we need? I think what we need is a centre mid. What we need is a striker. Are we able to sign a household name up front? I don't know. Are we able to scout someone that's able to become that? Every household striker had to start somewhere. So if we can, fair play. Midfield up front, first things first, and then all these other things, you could argue you need a backup right back and a backup goalkeeper before you start talking about bringing in Kulusevski and these sort of creme de la creme guys. Obviously, they're difference makers. I think his potential is limitless, but I want us to literally buy what we need. It's almost, if you're going shopping, you write down your list of the things you need, then any other bullshit you buy is down to you, innit? I don't want to go shopping where I say I need milk and eggs. I'm coming back with a flat screen TV. It doesn't make sense, does it? Like, it don't make sense, does it? So can we actually, no impulsive buying, or buy what we need for the household first, which is some centre mids in my opinion, and then deal with the rest? That's just me. Why is the mouse not working? I wonder if Jack Wilshere has a club lined up yet. Man, there's a reality where he's going to sign for us. His Rant's doing his stream with you and Matisse. We should be. That's at 1. I've got a stream at 2:30. And after today, I'm not going to be there for the next 2 weeks. Quite tired as well, man. But yeah, shout out them. We should be doing that. So yeah, man. I mean, we're all guilty. And Max Aaron's is a good player. I'm just saying, when I see him, anytime United are linked with stuff, Max Aaron's, Arsenal, Max Aaron's, City, Max Aaron's, and it's like, all right, cool. Like, are you better than James Justin? When James Justin is fit at Leicester at this moment in time, are you better than him? I don't know. We need to dash Xhaka, can't lie, playing well, but no top 4-6 player. I think he's good for the squad, starting week in, week out. Some madness. I'm not really on the Kasper Dolberg thing. Even Selic was linked to you before you lot got Tommy. Thank God for that one. Vanderson looks like he's going Brentford, allegedly. Lamptey's wavy and would allow us to do the back three thing when we need to with Tommy in the back three. Again, different options. Max Aaron's is a one-season wonder, in my opinion. But even that, where was this one season's wonder, blood? When do you think Arsenal win the Premier League? I don't know, man. I'll say 5 years. I don't know, man. It could be longer than that. I don't know. I thought as a little kid, we'd definitely win it when we're in the Emirates era. It never happened, didn't it? Like, I've gone through puberty, lost my virginity, got my first job, done so much things, before I've seen Arsenal Fact of recent, since Arsenal were last in the Champions League, much less the last time we won a Premier League. So, don't know, man. Don't know. DG, what is Arsenal fans' obsession with Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Decent hold-up play, but his overall game is meaty. Probably the propaganda piece is in it. Isak, Osimhen, or Vlahovic should be who we should be going for. I hear that. I mean, I'd like Osimhen. We tried to get him when he was a youth, man. Them times there. Vlahovic should be the one for me, but he's not on it. Kareem Adeyemi, tell a lie, would be on it. I think Isak is right up our street, but them sort of guys, we're probably going to have to give them Scott. I don't think they're going to, the Isaks and them sort of age range, I don't think they're going to hit the ground running straight away. Personally, I even think our fans are gassing up Isak. Not to say Isak isn't good. I just think our fans, they did it with Partey. You get linked with good players, and then we start blurring the lines, putting them on platforms. They're not saying they can be all complete and all of these things. I still don't rate Vlahovic. His expected goals is suspect. Only scores against the bottom 10. Well, he's still got a lot to define. He's got a lot to define in it. He's still learning. Suarez on the free. Nah, man. Brighton were moving the ball like a madness against Chelsea. Potter ball hype. Hour is perfect for Arsenal. Knowing us, we will bring back Ramsey and give Jack Wilshere a pay-as-you-play contract. I'd rather bring back Jack Wilshere than Aaron Ramsey, and that's an emotive response. Got to sign a centre mid/striker before Spurs. 16 days to get ish done. Call Matisse today. It's boring though, man. We all know that Christian Atsu, Hudson today is good, dog. You know me, man. The whole slagging off team shit, it gets tiring, man. It's boring, man. Plus, I'm just tired today, bro. Could do with a couple more yards sleep. Kulusevski has the profile to play striker, but Juventus fans say he's shit with his back to goal. He is. Why would they want to sign another right back? Tommy has been wonderful for us, because if Tommy unfortunately breaks his leg or gets injuries or needs a rest or is missing because of COVID, doesn't matter how good Tomiyasu is, he's not involved, is he? City understand that more than others. Of course, we're not going to be Man City, but as great as Foden is, if Foden's not there, then there's other people to pick up the slack and all around the field. The only one that's probably a massive drop off is probably if Edison gets injured, man, have to go with Stefan, and he's not necessarily good, but he's not bad. Arsenal will win the league once again, once the oil wells dry up. I don't know for that. City can't continue with this domination, so maybe within 5 years we need it. Boy, how do you know? They don't look like there's any signs of stopping, and there's other teams that look more like they're going to do stuff than us, man. Bro, this guy's doing some unnecessary spamming, weirdo stuff, man. I think Jack will go abroad. To be honest, we have too much young talent. Every fan's gas it, man. Look at the Chelsea guys with Hudson-Odoi in that. I've seen him in hella chats moving back. Bro, he's on some crud. Shout the moderators for patterning stuff. Lamptey is quality. David looks like a better version of Eddie. Don't see what others see in him. I think he's all right, but I think man gas it as well. But I do think this last year, his performances have gone up a bit. He is a good player, and he's someone Arsenal have been looking at since his days in Belgium. So I wouldn't sleep on the links of Jonathan David, to be fair with you. As I said, the minute Aubameyang signed the new deal, we should have been monitoring strikers. It's very difficult with strikers. Sometimes timing is perfect. Sometimes strikers are not quite ready. Look how many times we was trying to go for Lacazette, and we're going to do it, and then we're not. And the minute we went for him, can we be convinced how it's really panned out? So you've really got to know what you're doing, man. It's easier said than done. And you've seen the money spent on strikers equating to the quality. There's a lack of quality defenders and a lack of quality strikers, in my opinion. Arsenal will need a Leicester-type season and then capitalize and win it. That's it, man. This man said, I'm so worried for our midfield. I'd take Joe Linton right now. To be fair, Joe Linton was moving mad against United. I haven't seen anything with Renato. It's just we're at where we're at. Who has been the player that has surprised you the most this season for us? Surprise. I'm not really on the Carrera looks decent, to be fair. Surprised. Ramsdale. Because I wasn't against Ramsdale signing, but I didn't think he would like be this much of a character. So I'd say him. Tavares, because you're closer to the Premier League level than I thought you might have been initially, but I still didn't really was looking out for you defensively, not convinced on him defensively, not getting at him. But yeah, man, I trust Arteta. I don't trust Edu. I trust Arteta. I trust Edu's ability to get things done based on the summer. I'll give him that, but I don't trust Edu yet because again, these guys might have worked. I don't understand how we was trying to do a youngster thing and you wanted Neto. Arteta said get Ramsdale for me. So I trust him a bit more. If I ever become a moderator on this channel, I'll be blocking for Dominic Calvert-Lewin slander. That's why probably you won't be, man. That's not fair, man. With great power comes great responsibility. Oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi is a baller, man. He's just an easy target. Like he's just an easy point scored, man. It's all banter and whatnot. What else have we got? Is there any other Arsenal-related transfer hype and gossip, folks? Let's see what's going on. Come on, Arsenal. Give us an exciting rumour, man. This is how I know these lot watch. They defo, these media people defo pre-social media. This is how I know they pre-social media. Our AirPod Albert, the ex-Man United and Wales assistant who got under Jose Mourinho's skin and is obsessed with his iPad. He's worked with Van Gaal and he's done all of these things, and we do know he loves the AirPod. So yeah, he'll probably be in, he'll be in line to lead out the boys on Saturday. And yeah, I mean, you can see his life if you want respectfully. I know you're an experienced individual, significantly more experienced than Mikel Arteta. That's why you was brought into the club to kind of help him with things he might miss and that. So yeah, shout out to him. Pardon me. One thing I think we didn't do, I don't think yesterday we looked at what Mikel Arteta and them lot said on Arsenal.com. Or did we? I can't remember. I think we did. No, we did. I'm bugging out. We did. 100% we did. I don't know why his press conference isn't up yet. I know he's got COVID, but they said he was still going to do it because he's got mild symptoms. I see another comment. DG, would you take Todd Cantwell? For the squad, yeah, I guess literally for the squad, but I wouldn't move heaven and earth, and I'd rather the young players. It seems like his stock has fallen, really. If he's not even doing the Max Aarons thing, I've literally forgot about him. What else have we got? Smash the likes, like my guy said. What else are you lot saying? Yeah, Ramsdale, comfy distribution, highly underrated. Didn't think he was that good. Yeah, man. Even we were saying, is he known for being a ball playing keeper? But this is where you do your research, you do your due diligence. This is what happens, man. And I like everyone's happy to be proven wrong in this thing. So Ramsdale's doing his thing. I do think his positioning can improve. If I'm cherry picking, there's some suspect moments at times. But yeah, man. Well, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's a good player. Just them sort of man, we'll sign them and we'll stop crossing. Every striker or every player, unless you're Messi and these man and Ronaldo, you have limitations. But for me, the next striker we sign, we have to play to their strengths. Aubameyang historically scored a lot of goals, but can you say we really play to Aubameyang's strengths? Really? So the next striker, can we understand them? If they're a quick guy, let's give them, obviously you have to mix it up, but give them balls to run onto. If their game's centered around hold-up play, give them the ball to hold on to and get around them and whatnot. Telemans would be a dream. Until different, Arteta deserves props for all his signings. We're all ready to say, yo, what's going on with Cedric, Marie, this guy, that guy? Mbappe or Salah, who would you rather? Kylian? Good question. But yeah, Kylian, without a doubt. Already spoke about Patrick Schick. I'm not really on it, but if he signed, he'd have my support. I'd be open to being proved wrong 100%. My opinion is not a fact. I just don't. It's just not it for me, man. It's just not it for me. What's going on here? What's that about? Let's see what other Arsenal. Let's go on a bit of a dumpster dive and see what other rumours we can piece together, folks. Not even James Ollie's got anything to say. I mean, the most exciting thing is obviously Lamptey. Oh wow, like clockwork, really, isn't it? Like clockwork. I don't believe this at all, folks. But you lot can if you want. If you look at this, folks. Well, if you give me a sec, you know. Again, we know Ousmane Dembele has asked to leave, but in true fashion, Ousmane Dembele has decided to leave. As you know, he met with the leaders of Barcelona this afternoon. The two sides have failed to reach an agreement. Scrolling down to the relevant parts, beautiful clubs want to enlist him. We can now reveal to you that the player claimed 40 million euros gross annually. In Spain, it takes about half. It takes about half in to get to the net, as well as a signing bonus of 40 million euros, and that he will accept to extend only under his conditions. According to our info, the Dembele clan believes that the player is the future of Barcelona and that they will never accept less than what has already been offered by the Catalans to Haaland. So they're making it difficult. He also considers that compared to the 35 and 40 million gross of salary received respectively by Coutinho and Griezmann, the allurements claimed for his players are legitimate. Beautiful clubs. Don't know about the second one, but PSG, Chelsea, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, and Manchester United have already contacted the player, so he should easily find a base. And probably legit, they all probably want him. You heard Bayern Munich want him in case Kingsley Coman busts out. United have always wanted to be linked with him. Arsenal have always been linked with him. Chelsea, historically. PSG would be good for the lifestyle there. But a bit of that probably is legitimate interest. A bit of that is probably because Barca are probably getting itchy hands and toes now, because again, he can agree moves in January. If you say everyone's interested and everyone's contacted them, then you know they might be more open to giving you closer to your conditions. So I don't know what's happening with Dembele. I don't really know. I don't really believe the Arsenal rumours, but nonetheless, Arsenal have been linked with him, as well as PSG, Chelsea, and United. If you support any of those clubs, where being born in Paris, I would accept him, but it's one of them ones. Do not forget, people, at 2:30, I'm going to have Mo online, people, Mo Hader, where I'm going to have him on Twitch. We'll be speaking Arsenal as well, folks. So, yeah, just bear that in mind, 100%. What's going on here? Let's change that. 1 hour, 11:30. Switch that up. What else have we got? Appreciate you. How much does Saka and Smith Rowe earn? Probably not that much. Ain't Saka on like 30 bags? Pretty modest, I'd say. Samaka, apparently Juventus are looking at him now. 10 clean sheets with 3 of the new back 5. I think that could improve. Sometimes I think it's been, we've given away cheap. We've given away cheap potential clean sheets. I wouldn't say we're a great defensive side, but again, there's been some improvements, and that's reflected. I think we're 3rd for goals as well. So we're screaming we need more goals. Obviously, that was the last time I checked the Premier League. I could be wrong. Obviously, we've scumbagged it of late. No, I wouldn't be interested in Cavani. I mean, working hard enough for the ball. Cavani's an amazing player, but it is what it is. Don't hate the game. They said amazing. They said beautiful clubs, and I mean, United used to be beautiful. Arsenal is beautiful. PSG is beautiful. Chelsea's a big club. That's the best most I could say. If you lot want to employ me, then I will say that B word. I can't lie. Dreams, Guimaraes, reality, Dennis Suarez. Don't say that. I don't know why we're even linked. Sancho / Dembele, if we keep them fit, would be too much. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Chelsea fans like doing their a million XIs. You don't like doing your graphics about the Premier League, be afraid, and all your front line. So yeah, there's no place for Dembele at Arsenal. You're bugging out. Fifth for goals. So yeah, we're in Champions League. Fair play. For now, Chelsea are 3rd for goals. Yeah, so we're 5th. But yeah, to be top 5 for goals, that's a long way away from where we used to be. I mean, we can't control Saka being linked with Liverpool. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. What I would say is, yeah, we're actually making progress because we've gone back to when we had players that were wanted by clubs. PSG and Juventus are beautiful. Trust. I rate but don't love Telemans, but it would be insane to have I think two of Belgium's midfielders going into the mid 2020s. Yeah, man. I clocked that Dembele. I mean that Lokonga bread. Newcastle are gonna get shagged for not being in that 10 to 14 range. I don't think anyone could sign a pre with them. I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, bare people. I'm sure Aubameyang's interested. Martial, Lingard probably interested. Anyone they linked with probably is interested in doing that and doing the Robinho thing. But you could go there and man, they could be playing in the championship. So you're right, 100%. Shook one, I'll leave you alone. G. What a guy. Dennis Zacharias Peoples, Arsenal will do this. His age is right. He's out of contract and he's Xhaka's sidekick in the Switzerland team. Get him, Dembele and Singo. I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna live or die by if we do or don't sign him. But it is what it is. Barcelona are just approaching all the Spanish national team. That could be it. Martial would rip up the championship. What a far cry from someone that was meant to be on Dembele's level. All right, come on. My guy P, still on you for the intro. People get onto him. My bro DG, big up your thing. Watch your stuff every day like gospel. Love the growth. Next year, definitely hitting you up for content. My guy. If we finish fourth at the end of the season, what areas of the squad would we improve knowing that we won't have unlimited funds? I don't know, but until I see things change, I'd have to say the same old things. I think I think there'd come a reality where you need some talisman and whatever positions they come in. At a time, Bruno looked like that for United. Salah definitely is that at Liverpool. City have a bag of them. You probably need them guys there that can just make some magic happen. But I would say in terms of positioning, until these areas are addressed, Leno's going to keep it moving. So you need a backup keeper. You need someone able to do the thing at right back. If it's going to be Ben White, fair enough. And you don't need to sign one. Evidently a striker. Who's Wan-Bissaka? The guy who gets speeding tickets. I don't know. I don't know them guys, bro. Yeah. Cabral would be decent from what I've seen. It's decent, man. I love the background today. It's the same background always. I love the background today. Could you imagine suiting up in there on a more regular basis? The feeling of seeing your locker for the first time next to guys like Saka, Laka, or Pepe. Wow, chills. Bar is hella low, man. I don't think you have to wait to the end of the season to see that he's better than him. To be fair, you saying that, Jay, Odegaard couldn't play for Real Madrid. That worked out for us. It was just all about if they're a good fit for us, man. If I'm honest with you, who's Arsenal's player of the season so far? Mine's Ramsdale. Didn't think he'd be this good. Don't know, man. There's a lot of guys there, man. I think Ramsdale. It's always gonna go with Ramsdale, kind of larger than life personality and that. But Tomiyasu could be thrown into that early. Gabriel's hat could be thrown into that ring. I think the Haylenders in Saka and Smith Rowe could say that. Between Ramsdale, probably Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Gabriel for me. Yeah, really. Since Ramsdale's got his chance, he never looked back. The same goes for Tomiyasu. Couple of others. Smith Rowe's been doing his thing. He's up there. Gabriel, I think, is not being given his flowers by Arsenal fans because of how he's moving. As for the Odegaards and these guys, Martinelli, it's kind of been the last couple of weeks. So I wouldn't quite say the season. So, yeah, as I said, I think I said Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Smith Rowe, or Ramsdale. One of the four. No order them and there, man. He's not brand new. That's the thing. Slightly, Odegaard ain't brand new as well. He never had the sexy signing and that. What's your personal thoughts on Martial? I think he's a baller, just needs to go somewhere where he can play. I think what's harmed Martial is his footballing IQ is behind because, you look at it. He got the move from Lyon to Monaco very early when Monaco were trying to do the Galacticos thing. Barely played at Monaco because of the potential. Got the move to United, and that's why you've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. You've seen Martial go through some fantastic patches. You've seen him go through some less savoury ones. And ultimately, why at 26, he's at where he's at this moment. Still don't know if you're a winger or a striker. You can play both, but are you a striker that's able to play out wide, or a wide man able to play up front? Not just Martial, but I feel the lines get blurred in football. Everyone can play everywhere, but what are they? Martial needs to come. Chelsea, Gabriel, low-key, one of the best centre-backs in the league. Low-key. Love brand new toys. The Premier League loves brand new toys. Look, we're in a position where Premier League, the first thing is money, you know. Obviously it's extreme. Newcastle need money, but the first thing to get out of any situation is to spend and spend and spend again. That's why you're in a position where you're seeing 50 million for Sigurdsson. Other clubs, yeah, there's money abroad, but they have to kind of fix things. Money is the way out of it, really, you know. How many times have United signed players? It's not gone right. Sign another one. How many centre backs have Arsenal signed? Try sign another one. How many strikers has Chelsea got it wrong historically over the years? They've had some fantastic strikers. They've had some stinky strikers that have put on a Chelsea shirt. You know, it's money, 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 and at all levels, man. Odegaard might be up there by the end of the season, but it's down to him to keep doing this thing, man. Bro, Martial just needs to play. He looks like a guy that just needs an arm around him. DG, keep up the good morning, DG. Keep up the good work. Who do you rate better, Tomiyasu or James? Reece James, definitely ahead of Tomiyasu, man. Would love Renato Sanchez again. How many fullbacks? He's not even that. How many signings has Pep got wrong and then rubbed it out? Not too many, but this is the thing. You can get when you're a Prem team. It's not that deep, is it really? Levels above him, man. Like, Tomiyasu can't talk to Reece James. I do think if he was to just look at certain defensive aspects, I do think Tomiyasu is better than him 1v1 and he's definitely better than him in the air. But other than that, Reece James is more all-rounded. Reece James is better than him, in my opinion. Respectfully, Tomiyasu, I like you. You lot know I'm a big fan of Reece James still. I'd love to see Saliba, as would all of us. Odegaard might be, I think I said this already, but Odegaard might be there by the end of the season. I really feel like he can grow into our best outfield player if he's not already. Personally, I think that as well, and I think that's what Arteta wants. I think Arteta personally wants to build the team around Odegaard because I think that's the one thing, that's the one guy I feel he wanted in the summer. Like, I feel, obviously, we had to wait a bit in it. We was probably, in hindsight, our formula worked. We was relying on, he was here trying to do the Real Madrid thing. He went Real Madrid for one half of the summer. It looked like, all right, cool, Arsenal, we're going to need to explore other things. And then, obviously, he said he's going to leave. Now, maybe in hindsight, we had a feeling that's why the Buendias and these sort of guys didn't come in. I think Odegaard was the one he really wanted, and he got him. Not to say it wasn't, and we know Real Madrid, they didn't want to sell initially, and they wanted several fees, and we did all right there because of his intent to go with Carlo. Carlo's always helping us sign creators, isn't it? He helped us get Ozil. Yeah, so yeah, I would say that really and truly. I think Odegaard was the one he really wanted. I think he's waiting for him to be a leader. I think he wants to build the team around him and Smith Rowe. If I'm honest with you, I would say probably just Odegaard at this moment in time. But yeah, man, and it's exciting to see. So it could be Odegaard, but he's got to keep going, man. He's got to keep going because he's had little patches, and then he's got this real higher level patch. You've got to keep doing it, innit? The best players that have been in the Prem that do his sort of thing, they've been doing it for years. That's where, for the whole squad, you've done it for a couple of weeks. You need to do it for years, or you need to do it until May for a few months to have whatever season you want to have and all those sort of things there. So it's completely down to them. Whatever narrative they want to draw, they will draw it, people. That's 130 all the way to 123. 23. As I said, people, do not forget general Arsenal thoughts. Do not forget at 2:30 I'm gonna have Mo, where we'll be speaking Arsenal in general. In terms of what I plan to ask Mo, this is literally what I've got. Feel free to add some when you're on Twitch at 2:30. We're going to speak about the 5-0 Norwich victory. I'm going to speak about reviewing December, player of the month, his three best players of this month, best performance of the month, underrated star of the month. We'll preview January and the fixtures. touch on Odegaard and Ben White. What's his feeling on Arteta now? Can you see what he's building? Do you want to see more? Champions League prospects. It's like some Arsenal fans who, wait, fourth is not even 30, top six isn't even 30. Man, I'm talking about second or third. I love the optimism, but chill off. And obviously review City. And yeah, if there's any questions from you lot, that's what we'll have, man. Big up DG. How long do you think till Haaland pops up a Gaza, Bex, Rooney type? Don't know, bro. I can't. Who knows when they're coming up, man? You know, who knows? Who knows? Mod material. The mods don't choose themselves, man. You know, mods don't choose themselves. The lives choose them. With great power comes great responsibility, man. Big up my guy S. You know, I love the enthusiasm, but he said he's unblocking everyone that slanders Dominic Calvert-Lewin. DG, busy most days. Love the work rate, brother. It gets tiring, but I love it. I mean, DG, do you know much about Anthony from Ajax? I mean, don't sign him in Football Manager, I'd say. Heard a lot about him. I like him a lot. He's still developing. He's skillful. You know, could give us something off that left and off that right. You know, he's a decent player. Seems like he's finding his feet in terms of output as well. He's getting fourth overachieving. Well, yeah, because we finished 7th and nobody expected that. But at the same time, fourth isn't a trophy. Fourth should be the minimum. You know, fourth should be our goal every season, really. So to answer it shortly, yes, but to be devil's advocate, I would say no. It should kind of be the minimum. What's your Twitch handle, Deluded Gooner? How perfect is that? You know, how perfect is that? That's spot on, really and truly. You know, and obviously, like I said, I'm gonna be with Mo at 2:30. 7:50 p.m. Burnley, Man United, Burnley. So yeah, make sure you're there for that one. It is what it is, people. We love the work rate from DG. I love you lot support. Without you lot, it would be rubbish, wouldn't it? I'm surprised you're not a moderator, Thierry, because you're here all the time. Let's pattern that. Oh, this ain't even like Twitch where you can just do it on a quick thing. Actually, have to. Oh, sir, you can add moderator. There you have it. Let's make M1 as well, man. Because you're always here. You should be a moderator as well still. So yeah, added moderators. You lot patterned that up. Yeah, you lot should be mods now. Fufano or Saliba next to Gabriel, which one? Well, Saliba actually plays for our club. Twitch is the trenches for the real ones. Come on. I argue we'd underachieved with 8th. Bro, there's no underachieving, bro. That is underachieving. You know, there's no I'd argue. You did underachieve finishing 8th, blood. That's sackable offenses. DG, will you be timed out for spamming the chat? This is a dictatorship. Man said, we asked for Buendia, we got Odegaard. You asked for Buendia. We asked for Aarons, we got Tomiyasu. You lot asked for Max Aarons. We asked for Vlahovic, we might get Haaland. I hear that, man, but dream chasing. Man said, wow, an Arsenal fan who cares about facts more than feelings. Harsh, man. A lot of us do. What is your opinion on Arsenal losing under 21 prolific striker, not renewing his contract? You talking about Kion Edwards, or you talking about Eddie Nketiah? When you do reactive things, this is what happens. How much do you think we are selling Pepe for? Because we definitely are. It all depends. What's the true cost of Pepe? Because it's 72 million. That's the truth. That's what we hear, but it's an insensitized thing. So let's just say, what has he paid off? Has he earned? Has the variables hit made it a 30 million transfer? Sell it for 30 million. I don't know, but yeah, man. Pepe is contracted until 2024, and I mean, if you're, you know, Saka, Saliba, half of these guys are contracted until then, you'd imagine something needs to be made. Man must be arguing with Eddie or Kroenke about 8th. If we sell Pepe, I'll be bummed. He doesn't hurt our squad. He can be a squad guy, but if I'm Pepe, I want to go play games, man. This is looking rubby. We've had 325 likes. If you've hit that like button, I appreciate that. One love. Big up yourselves, people, for that one. Minus Don Raul tax, his value is £2 and a KA fruit punch. What? Not even 4 wings and chips as well. Bit harsh, man. Bit harsh, bro. Bit harsh. But these lot, do you know what? Yeah, you lot are talking about Haaland so much. You lot are propagandering me to become one of you lot, man. You just mentioning Haaland. You know when you just can't get away from it to the point where you just start believing it. Like you lot are starting to twang me into your nonsense. There's no in between. Man act like man should be rolled out a red carpet for finishing fourth. And at the same time, people act like Arsenal should be doing the treble where we're neither of that. So it is an achievement for fourth, but that should be the minimum. That should be enough to keep your job. You know, for me, if Arteta doesn't finish in the top 6, you've got to keep it moving, because as much as I want the Champions League, I think you've got to get Europa League football. If you don't get that, it's crazy. If we get Champions League, Arteta deserves this new contract, innit? Really and truly, he's done what has eluded us since under Arsene Wenger. But it's about building. This has been another entertaining live, DG. Been lovely sharing views with everyone and spending my morning stroke afternoon with you, as it always is with you lot, people. Get the likes up on that though. I'm probably late for Rancy's stream, and I've also got to be online at 2:30, so it's pressing for time. So I'm gonna get out of here right now. Last question: what do you think of El Nesri? From the little I've seen, I like him. I'm not watching Sevilla week in, week out, man. Bro, they're gassing me. They're gassing me with the Haaland thing. They're gassing me with this Haaland thing. And again, you know, Haaland went Real Madrid. It didn't really work out. Hopefully for this Norwegian, it not work out. Odegaard chat to him. You're gassing me, man. You're gassing me. You're gassing me. Man said you've got bare phrases and colloquial terms, 2 homeless men fighting. I mean, that's just the thing that goes, again, respectfully to the homeless and the nitties and whatnot. But sometimes when it's just 2 players that are bog standard, that's all I hear, man. Pepe to Newcastle, why not, man? But again, they might be touching Championship. But him and Saint-Maximin for entertainment qualities would be quite lit, man. I wouldn't want to defend. I wouldn't want to be a fullback against them. But on that note, though, people, as I said, make sure you're following the thing on Twitch. Again, 2:30, 7:50. I'm heading over to Rancy's show now. I can't lie. I'm going downstairs to get something to eat and then going on that because I'm kind of hungry. But pardon me, it is what it is. Of course, there's no way we're getting Haaland. But like my man said, it would be a dream. And the dream is free. Reality is sold separately. But on that, hit the like button. Stay blessed. Stay safe. I'm going to get out of here. It's been a fantastic hour and a half with you lot, as it always is, people. I'll be back tomorrow. Ain't pull it up now, but with it being Friday tomorrow, we've got any Arsenal points that come out between now and then. We'll obviously go over, but predominantly we need to prepare for Arsenal versus Manchester City. Make sure you've hit the like button on the vid and you've set your reminders for the watch along live from 11:30 where Arsenal and City are concerned. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. On that note, though, peace.
There's always just that active red light defenders. I think it's like
PG. Alright, once again, big up you lot, man. I'm out.